Hey everybody, Retro Guy here. Today I went out and I searched for retro video game consoles, accessories, and video games. And I got this massive haul. You guys saw it in the thumbnail for this video. You can see it again right up here. But what we're going to do today is we're going to fully unpack everything that I got. I'll show you each item. I'm also going to walk you through what I noticed right off the bat in terms of what it might need for repairs, restoration, and cleaning. But stick around for the end of this video where I show you guys the find of the day. Hell, it might be the find of the week, the month, the year, or maybe my entire lifetime. It's an amazing find, so stick around to the end of the video. Alright, so the first thing that I have here in my find is a Nintendo Entertainment System console. It looks like there's a game here. I want to take a look, see what this is. Oh, it's my favorite game. Big Bird's Hide and Seek from Sesame Street. Awesome. Can't wait to play that one. But all in all, this looks like it's in pretty decent shape. I do see a crack right here on the cover, but this is a really easy cover to actually replace. Hinges right there, so right off the bat, I do see that. But I'm going to just kind of inspect this, take a quick look at everything. Everything else seems to be in really great condition. So I think this, as long as it obviously fires up, I did get all the cables along with it. Needs a little cleaning, slight discoloration, especially up here on the front. You can see this is a little bit more yellow than up top, so I'll actually do a full restoration on this as long as I test it out and it actually works and it's salvageable and all that. But really a great find here. Again, this flip cover here, really easy to replace that, so I'm not at all worried about this little crack up here, which you can see again right there. It's slight, but nonetheless still cracked. So we'll go on to the next one here. Here I have a PlayStation 2 console. You can see super dirty, a lot of dust caked up in here, but that's all relatively easy to clean. I did notice that I did have all of the cables, both AV and power, to all the PlayStation 2 consoles that I received today. All of the covers seem to be functioning properly. Definitely some caked up grime right here, but I've cleaned those before. They're really easy to clean. The ribs right here definitely have a lot of grime caked up in there, so that'll definitely be pretty extensive for a clean. You can see even the PlayStation name, which is actually kind of etched in there, has just a ton of dirt and grime caked up in there. But all in all, it looks promising. Any console that's black like this is really relatively easy to actually restore to the original black plastic color. You just have to coat it with a special solution, which I've done in some other videos. But I'm going to do some before and after pictures when I dive into these restorations. So we'll move on to the next one. I actually have two other PlayStation 2 consoles. Here is the second one right here. I definitely see some scratches on here, but believe it or not, we can buff out some of that. It's still going to have a little scratch in there, but when we coat it, it's actually going to end up looking relatively good. I'll do some before and afters on this. The disc tray cover is missing on this. Relatively easy to pick those up. They do slide right into place. I don't see where it was broken at all in here. It might be a little break on there. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a closer look at that, but relatively easy to replace those. Covers here are good. Definitely a lot, again, of dust and debris all over all these ribs. Just giving it a once over. Fan actually looks relatively clean, which is surprising. It's not really caked up, definitely dusty, but not terrible. So let's take a look at the third one. So here's the third one here. Looks like all just dirt up on the top. You can see the cover here for the disc tray is intact. These turn. A lot of people don't know that, depending on whether you want this vertical like that or horizontal like this. You can turn those logos, which is a really cool feature there. Memory card covers are good. Totally caked up here. Take a look at this. Just totally caked up. You can't even see into this. This is supposed to be all ventilation in here, so you should be able to see in. All caked up. Even the USBs there, totally covered with dust. So somebody probably stored this in a garage or a really, really dirty basement. Definitely a lot of dust and grime on the fan there, so I have to take that out and give that a good scrubbing and cleaning. But all in all, it's intact. So again, I'm going to do before and afters when I tackle these projects. I think it's going to be mind-blowing to see how they come out. Moving on, yet again, got an original Xbox here. Pretty significant scratch in here. Again, we'll be able to buff this out, clean it up, and then coat it with that restoration solution that I use, and it'll at least bring this back to a dark color, so the color here will match the color here. So, you know, you can't do anything about a scratch that's into the actual finish, but you can at least make it so it does blend in better. But all in all, really dirty. Again, you can see the ribs here. A little bit hard with the light that I have here on the camera, but you can see none of this is black, and it should be the exact same color as right here, just a glossier finish. But down here, we actually have the adapter for the DVD. I don't believe that the remote was with this, but that's pretty common. You do find these in these old retro consoles that people are getting rid of because a lot of people just sat them in the port like that. So we do see that a lot. Usually the remotes aren't present. If you do find the remotes, you almost never find the battery cover that goes on the back side of them. So the ports actually look relatively clean, so I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a relatively easy restoration, aside of course from that little scratch there, which is, you know, slight downside, but not terribly dirty inside there. Take a look on the back side. Everything looks intact. No damage here to the connections at all. A little bit dusty in here, but relatively easy to you know, overcome these little minor issues here. So I'm gonna set this aside. Here I've got myself a PlayStation 1. This is pretty significantly dinged up and blemished across the top. You can see the S and most of the O are missing up here from where it says Sony. Not a huge deal, but you know, definitely going to affect the resale value of this. Covers for both of the memory cards are intact. Connections down here are actually relatively clean. I'm not seeing a lot of grime caked up in the seams, which is usually where you see a lot of it, but back here, a little bit hard to see again with the light, but you can see right in here, discoloration. It does kind of fade away more on this side, but definitely more discolored back here than up at the top, which is strange. Usually you see it more on the top, but who knows how this was stored. It could have been stored like that, where, you know, the top and bottom were both protected, which looks like it might be the case. You know, the bottom is actually in pretty good shape, aside from the feet here, which you can either try restoring those, or it might just be easier to replace them altogether. But all in all, the bottom looks pretty much mint in terms of you know, the condition of it. It just needs to be obviously cleaned. Take a look and see if it ejects properly, and it does. Let's see if it actually closes. A lot of time these don't 100% close, or the latch will be kind of off with them. Actually, nice action on it. Sometimes you'll go to latch these and they'll just keep popping back up. Not the case here. Buttons seem to function well, so pretty promising. The only downside again is just that Sony logo up here at the top. I think the rest of it's going to clean up nicely. If that's disappeared, it might just be a streak across the top, but it looks like it is into the finish there. So that's unfortunate, but nonetheless, I think I paid $4 for this. So I can certainly get back $4 on it and more, even with the Sony logo affected. Now the other console I picked up here, it's much bigger. It's an Xbox 360. Unfortunately, they taped the cables to the side here. You can see all the cables connected in here. Not sure if I'll be able to tell which version this is. Actually, it's the metallic finish on the disk drive, so I forget which one that is actually off the top of my head, but I'll have to look it up. Let's see what the back says back here. Sometimes you can tell off of the prongs. It's not the 203 watt. I can tell that just by looking at this, but I think I paid 15. I'm looking at the prices over here. $17 for this. With the cables actually you can sell for on eBay for I think they're going for like 25, 30 bucks just for, you know, the two pieces that you use as the power supply. It also has the AV connection on there, so worst case, this is totally shot in here. Obviously I don't know whether it works or not, but it actually looks like it's in relatively good condition. Needs to be treated to get rid of all the discoloration. It's not terrible, but with anything white, I like to treat it and make sure that I just fully restore it back to its original finish, super bright white. I'll only obviously do that if I'm going to be able to salvage the console, but I'm pretty confident about this. Another thing that's really nice is this right here. You take a look down here. The first thing that goes on these is this right here. It gets stuck in. So the fact that it has the full original action there, and then it looks like one of them appears to be damaged right there. Might just need to be reset, but this one here has full action too. So just looking at these, it looks like it was taken care of. So it's probably going to work just fine. But if not, again, I'll be able to salvage the cables, sell those off. I could even pop off the side panels, sell those, sell the disk drive, all that stuff if I wanted to actually part it out. But pretty confident it's going to work. And while we're on to 360s, I got another 360 right here. This one actually looks to be less discolored. And again, if we take a look at these covers here, full range of motion on all of these, no damage whatsoever. So again, I think this was really well taken care of. 60 gigabyte hard drive up here. So we'll see if we can pop that off. Everything does look nice and clean under there. You always want to look for dust, and just to kind of give yourself an idea, little nick over here, but all in all, it looks like it's in great condition. I'm pretty confident this is going to work nicely too. This also isn't the 203 watt, I can tell again by that power supply port, and I do have the cables for all of this as well. So awesome that I was able to get the cables with that. This one I think cost me a little bit more. I think that one was 25 bucks. So there's not a huge value in the 360s these days, but if they work, you're able to get usually about 75 bucks on the low end for those. Next thing I found was this PlayStation 3 console right here. All in all, good shape. I don't see any scratches. This one might be a slight scratch right here. A little bit hard to see, just right there. A little bit here. This one looks like just a scuff that'll actually buff out. Again, it's black, so I can go in a little bit more in depth with refinishing these and getting them looking good. But I'm not seeing any damage here. Definitely dirty in here. Not terrible with the USBs. Let's take a look at the sides. All good there. A little dust hanging out. Oh wow, that is caked up in there. Pretty bad. You can see all the dust sitting inside here. So we'll open this up, clean it all out. But all in all, this side doesn't have anything. So this was probably stored, like this with just the one side exposed. But all in all, we'll take a look at the connections in the back. Everything's intact, no sign of damage. So I think we're going to be in good hands here. All right, so I got one more surprise for the end, which is the best find of everything today, but also got a bunch of controllers here. So this is the 360 black controller. Definitely dirty, needs to be cleaned and treated a little bit, but it has the battery pack cover on the back. Is this rechargeable? It is. Oh no, it's got the batteries in there. So I usually just toss these. Usually when these have been sitting, the batteries have leaked. So I'll assess it, but usually I just replace the back cover. Got this controller here, which I can see is just a sad controller. Totally shot here. Not a name brand that really holds any sort of value at all. It's just totally shot. So in the garbage this goes. We've got two original Xbox Duke controllers. Action seems to be great on the analog sticks. No binds on the buttons or anything. That's usually the first thing that I look at here. Usually if you're going to find damage externally, obviously you can't account for whether these are going to perform 100% or not. You're going to have to test them out, plug them in. The connections are missing on the ends here, but I actually have a ton of those on hand at all times. But where these usually go wrong externally is with the analog sticks, and especially these bottom ones for some reason. I'm not sure if they're made differently within than the ones up here, but these usually seem to go first, so they'll be kind of dislodged or drooping or something like that. So they look to be in great condition here. No binds on the triggers. Sometimes those get damaged and you lose the action where it just springs right back up. Not the case here. They look very promising as well. And I also got 4 other controllers here. So here are some more Xbox controllers, Xbox original controllers. These appear to actually have the connection that you need on the end here. Though that one's not an original, but hey, if it functions, it functions. This one is missing, but again, great action on these. Everything seems to be in good shape. Set those aside, they look promising. Xbox 360 controller. We have the battery pack in the back. Same batteries as the other ones, so they must be owned by the same ones, even though I didn't get them from the same people. Who knows? This one here, let's see. PlayStation, looks like a PlayStation 2, which would make sense. Yeah, PlayStation 2. Let's see. All wrapped up here, so I can't really see the action, but analog sticks appear to be good. This one on the left seems a little lazy. Let's see. Not the best spring back there. This one's got the elastic band in the way. Let's see. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. Probably just a little bit of grime on there. You'll clean these up and find that they just get back to normal. Buttons function well, so that looks great as well. All right, so I actually had to pull back the camera a little bit because this is much larger, and this is an original Xbox console, but it's sealed in the original box. You can see there's some labeling up here. This was obviously shipped internationally. It's got a DHL shipping label on it. Looks super old, 2017 for when this was shipped. That just doesn't mean anything about the console itself, just means when it probably was last shipped or possibly changed hands. Obviously, we're seeing wear down here at the bottom, but if we go over to the top, you can see right here, fully sealed, never been opened. I'll flip it back this way. And the back is actually in really great shape. It was probably stored this side down because it's definitely no wear and tear on the back at all. So we have all these awesome graphics from a bunch of games that were available when this was released. And then down here, this is just some styrofoam packing that has been dislodged in there, but you can see the barcode here is fully visible. That's how you can usually tell that this hasn't been opened or moved, and the manufacturing date and all that stuff is fully visible and legible on here. Still inside the wrapper and everything, so these are actually all over Amazon and eBay, or I shouldn't say all over, but they're on Amazon and eBay. And people are asking for a ridiculous amount for these brand new, sealed in the original boxes. The cheapest that I've seen is $1,500. Some people are asking for like $5,000, $6,000. I don't think anybody's ever going to pay that much for one of these, but it's probably going to hold its value over time, so I might hang on to this for a while. I'm not looking to try to sell it for any ridiculous prices really, but still an awesome find. Now I did pay quite a bit for this. I didn't get it, as a steal or anything. The person knew obviously that it had some value, but I paid $221 for this brand new in the box. When I sell original Xbox consoles restored and everything, I get about $175 for them. So not a whole lot more for this one, brand new, sealed in the original box. So really possibly the best find of certainly the day, the week, the month, the year. Hey, it might be the best find ever, because usually I'm expecting things to come out looking like this, all kinds of beat up and all that. So this is definitely an amazing find. I'm super stoked to have come across this today. So now, in addition to this original Xbox console, I got also a bunch of games, and here they all are lined up. I got two that are going the wrong direction. So it looks like mostly Xbox original games. There's a couple PlayStation 2 games thrown in here, and it looks like a couple PS3s. So we've got Madden 2007, Crimson Skies, Battlefield 2 for PS2, NCAA Football 2005, NCAA March Madness 2003, NHL 2K6, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X, NASCAR 06, Power Drone, Amped, Bloodwake, Need for Speed, Most Wanted, NBA Street V3, ESPN 2K5, Call of Duty 3, NFL Fever 2003, Halo 2. This is in the metallic case, so a little bit more rare, but it's not in great shape. I can see it's all dinged up on the edge. Of course, you don't know if all these games work, but all of these games together was $6. So you can't go wrong. $6, you can get that off of one game and more. FIFA 2007 Soccer, NHL 06. We've got Virtua Fighter 4. Looks like Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, Destiny. What's this one? Stuntman Ignition, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, Max Payne 3, NCAA Football 2002, and NCAA Football 2004. So, great selection of games here. Can't wait to get these checked out, tested, and then listed after I clean them up a little bit. All right, guys, you can see I got my work cut out for me. I got to get cleaning, restoring, and a few repairs need to be done as well. So I'm going to get to it. I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video, and also hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for everything here on YouTube. I'll see you guys next time.